Jennifer Aniston has generally been known to global audiences as a nice and charming girl next door, due to her role as Rachel Greene in Friends. However, those who have worked with her have a somewhat different experience with the A-list Hollywood TV star. Since her heyday on Friends, stories about negative experiences with the show's star have seeped through the woodwork. While these tales have generally subsided over the years, people hate Jennifer Aniston again. Here's why. For the most part, Jennifer Aniston has been defined to the public by two things: her role as Rachel Greene on Friends and her tabloid marriage to fellow film star Brad Pitt. In both of these scenarios, Aniston is generally seen by the public as a naive and innocent girl next door type, but in reality, she's always maintained a little bit of a dark side. Although it's a side the public rarely gets to see, it's one that those who've worked with her have often had to become privy to. Regardless of the degree, many people who have worked with Jennifer Aniston have surprisingly negative things to say about her. It's hard to know exactly how Jennifer Aniston behaved before becoming famous. However, after becoming an A-list star, many of her co-workers have complained about what they described as, quote, diva-like behavior. Aniston was catapulted to stardom through her work on Friends. When that show ended in 2004, many people in Hollywood were anxious to work with the star. However, the reality they would find was much different than the cute and bubbly persona they'd become used to on TV. Aniston has developed a reputation for having somewhat of a negative attitude on set. Many Hollywood co-workers have found the 51-year-old a little bit hard to approach. One such story comes from the set of the 2011 romantic comedy Just Go With It. Aniston starred alongside Adam Sandler. Cast and crew would report that when everyone was eating lunch together in the cafeteria area, Aniston would grab her lunch and go somewhere to eat it alone. She also notably ordered her private trailer to be kept miles from the set, which crew members were quick to point out was somewhat strange and off-putting. Many fans gave her the benefit of the doubt, assuming the star preferred to be alone because she was shy or stressed. However, others felt the behavior was emblematic of Aniston thinking she was better than others and deserved special treatment. As a crew member put it, there's no reason why she has to act like she's better than anyone else on that movie set. This 2011 incident certainly wasn't the first time that someone took umbrage with the star's behavior. Over a decade prior, Aniston starred with then-unknown comedian Jay Moore in a romantic comedy, Picture Perfect. Moore has gone on to share that the shoot for that 1997 picture was incredibly troublesome for him in particular. Although he's been hesitant to name names, many have connected the dots to realize the person he's talking about is most likely Aniston. Apparently, she was upset she was having to work in the film opposite someone who wasn't a star. She would ridicule Moore both to his face and behind his back. She would often break down during filming, yelling at Moore and the crew. She went out of her way to make it as clear as possible to the rest of the cast and crew she was above working with him. While Moore did his best to brush it off and remain professional on the job, he reportedly had to go to his mother's house sometimes after shoots to cry and let off steam. Moore claims he'll never tell the world exactly who the story is about, but it's not hard to infer it's Aniston. She's notorious for being somewhat of a control freak after all. In fact, Jennifer Aniston has gone on record about the fact that she exhibits some of the behaviors of a control freak on set. According to an interview she did for another Adam Sandler comedy, 2019's Murder Mystery, Aniston expressed her desire to be in firm control of every aspect of her life. As she claims, this was the result of her being so out of control while growing up. However, given that Sandler has repeatedly worked with Aniston, one can only assume that not all Hollywood celebrities have had a negative experience with her. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to press the like button to show your support, and subscribe to FactsVerse if you'd like to be among the first to know when more content is dropping in the future. Besides the aforementioned incidents on the set of Just Go With It and Picture Perfect, Jennifer Aniston has managed to rub other celebrities the wrong way. Some of the many celebrities who have had less than kind words to share about her include Kristen Stewart, John Mayer, Piers Morgan, Joan Collins, and Joan Rivers. Aniston did a live Q&A in 2016 with Piers Morgan. While the Q&A itself went okay, Morgan made some comments afterwards showing his true feelings. According to him, she was a somewhat self-obsessed celebrity who needed to get a better grip. Joan Rivers also said in 2011 she would like to take Jennifer Aniston and put her hair over her face. It's hard to know exactly what any of these celebrities saw in Aniston that made them dislike her. However, where there's smoke, there's usually at least a little fire. Celebrities are often judged to a higher degree than the average person, so perhaps we should take all these criticisms with a grain of salt. Still, it's not hard to be a little curious when there's so many different celebrities sharing similar experiences with the Hollywood starlet. More recently, Aniston has been rubbing the public the wrong way for a much different reason. Over the 2020 holiday season, she shared a picture on her social media that many of her followers considered somewhat insensitive. The picture in question was a simple picture of a wooden ornament engraved with the words, "Our first pandemic 2020." Of course, the ornament is in reference to the global COVID-19 pandemic. Given the serious nature of the topic, many took issue with what they perceived as Aniston making light of it. As soon as the picture was posted, many people began arguing about whether or not they felt the picture was appropriate. Of course, Aniston's attitude was once again called into question. To many people, this incident showcased once again how out of touch the star has become. Some people have come to the actress's defense, however. Aniston has made provocative comments supporting mask wearing during the pandemic, and she's been vocal about her support for small businesses that have been struggling due to lockdowns. In fact, the ornament in question was purchased from a small business, the shop Rustic Raleigh. According to shop owner Brittany Sutton, she's grateful for Aniston's support of her business. She claims her ornaments are good-spirited, and she made them as a way to share positivity during the pandemic. While many may disagree with the final product, it appears both Aniston and Sutton had their hearts in the right places. Still, even if Aniston's intentions were pure, it doesn't change the fact that many people were offended. This most recent episode is just one of many where Aniston has been seen as the bad guy. Even if her intentions aren't malicious, she exhibits slightly out-of-touch behavior that simply turns much of the public off. Whether it's acting like a diva on set or sharing insensitive pictures on social media, many people likely share Piers Morgan's earlier sentiments that the Hollywood actress could use a better grip on reality. It's all too common for Hollywood celebs to become out of touch with the rest of the world. When you're treated like a celebrity, you become used to being pampered. Although Aniston didn't mean to offend by sharing a picture of her holiday ornament, she didn't stop to consider how it might come across to her fans who have suffered from COVID personally. At the end of the day, the public's hatred of Jennifer Aniston is perhaps a little exaggerated. However, it's emblematic of a common problem Hollywood stars faced after a certain point in their careers. When you live in the public sphere, all of your actions will be observed under a magnifying glass. If you make one small wrong move, the public will notice. Jennifer Aniston certainly isn't the only Hollywood film or TV star who has developed a somewhat negative reputation in the public sphere. Comment down below if you'd like to share your own personal tale of an irksome celebrity, or if you'd like to play devil's advocate by throwing some kind words her way. As always, be sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Click the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content.